Right now, I'm going for a walk. However, I wasn't sure if I had remembered to turn off the tea, so I came back to check and I had remembered, just so you know, Mom. I was just unsure. So I came back and then I took some smoothie before going back out. So right now, we're actually on a walk, just having a break. Hello? Mm. Yeah, thank you for being here. Guess what's in my smoothie? You don't have to. I wanted to show you something. Pay attention now when I get my next B12, how this red thing is going to disappear. It appears when I run out, disappears when I'm taking it, only the right type. If I don't take this type, it just stays for months. If I take this day type, it only takes days. Is this my theory? Time will show. Is this my truth? Time will tell. For your own sake, I really hope you clicked off by now. If you didn't, I do have something to share. So yesterday, I listened to something very good. Courtney Kairos channeled message. What you give your awareness to is all there is. Let me show you my pants again. Okay, they're done. We're only missing a button or something right here. Other than that, we're done and they look good on. The only thing is that they're completely see-through. So for now, I cannot show you them on me, but if you're lucky, one day I will. So today, we're trying something new. Definitely do not consider myself a channel, but I have a message for you. That I was just in the kitchen making this. Do you think it looks good? It looks good. And so what's funny, this is the funny part, is that our oven, when the lightning struck, the timer on the oven, it totally messed up. So for example, now the real time is 11 something, 11 a.m. But that timer, it was just 3:33 when I went upstairs to film this. So okay, so the message for you is that 3:33 is your sign today. 3:33. And you know why? Because you know that ice bear sweater that I got from my auntie when I lived there, because I didn't bring that much things. I've worn it for 200 days, probably. And I just, now when I took it off, I just noticed that inside it says 3:33. So now, if that's not confirmation, I don't know. I don't know. Then you have to consult with your own angels. God. God himself, okay? That's all I can do. And my B12 just came. I picked it up. I didn't know it was going to come today, but it's good. Then we'll see if things start to shift. So outside on my walk, had a few thoughts and I wanted to share. Wolf. When I was in Australia, in Sydney, this was, I don't know what I was doing there at night, but I was there at night. Maybe I met I remember I was alone there. I think I had met a Norwegian friend, baton twirling friend. I think it was something like that. Unnecessary detail. You know, that train station, like one. Okay, so this night it was dark and there was a full moon, or the moon was so full, and out of nowhere, this wolf. It was a man, but I think he was in a trance or something, because he believed that he was a wolf. So he was like owling like an. He was like to the moon, like he was like oh something. I don't know. It was so uncomfortable because I was like, should I be afraid? Should I be scared of you? And I didn't know what to do, but I had never seen anything like that. But in Australia, there was this other crazy experience I had in a park at night. So it wasn't far from my. So when I was there, okay, I'm gonna share this because it's cool. Okay, this is going to be long. Wait. I'm going to say a side story because this is interesting. When I was in Australia studying, you have the first semester, which is January to summer, January to May maybe, and then you have June, July to December. I think it was like that. And when you're from Norway studying in Australia or another country, you get this support to pay your fees and survive. But when you're in Norway, you get some every month. You get some money from there, or a loan. However, abroad, you get all that money for the entire semester in the beginning. So in summer or in winter in Australia, but summer for us normal people, I received everything before even semester started. And I was living very cheap for the first semester. But I needed a job, but I didn't want like exhausting job. I just wanted so in my head I made up this. So I wanted to work a few hours in the morning and a few hours in the night. Just maybe 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the night. And I don't know how this happened because at this point I had 0 au pair experience, but somehow I found this website. It's not that I wasn't qualified, it's just that I didn't have it on paper. Like I had younger siblings and children and things, but like being with children, like a baton twirling instructor, everything. But a lot of girls that are au pairs, they have, for example, certain education and extracurriculars. They have some magic thing, I don't know. So this website, I found it out of nowhere. It's called Perfect Au Pair. And in some magical way, there was this house and this family on campus that took me in as a demi-pair. It means you're not full au pair because I was a student, but I was a demi-pair, which meant that I was living free in their house on campus, receiving allowance every week and working about 1 to 2 hours in the morning and 1 to 2 hours at night, evening. Very free, flexible. All expenses covered. And the best part, three, remember that. The best part was that since I was receiving those money every week, I couldn't spend it all at once, because at this point, before even the semester started, I had spent all of the money for the rest of this semester. Like everything. I don't know how I did it. I didn't do anything that I didn't feel like I needed. And this actually ties into something I wanted to talk about. But so next to this house, okay, I was running to this park at night because I was on this high fat diet. So I just felt the need to run a lot because I felt like my body was so, I don't know, I just ran a lot when I lived there. So I ran to this park and I sat down on the grass and I was like doing some strength training. And there was some other people, like it was a big field of grass. There were other people around, but no one close to me. So this monster came fast running towards me, like it was going to attack me, like screaming. There were other people there. I don't know what happened. Came towards me. And I had that same feeling with that wolf in the station. It's like, what is going on? Are you going to kill me? So I got up and oh my god, ever in my life have I run that fast for that long. I sprinted back to the home and I think my heart was it was emergency basically. I didn't know, it was surreal. I didn't know what was happening in that moment. And ever since that, I've been wondering, did that person just stop when I left and begin laughing? Or did it try to follow me? Was it following me? I don't think it could have. Very few would have been able to follow. Not even me. But part of what I spent all those money on, it was supplements. I was feeling so stressed out when I was in Australia. All the pressure came down and my health was crumbling. I was 22, so I spent all of my money on high quality foods and water filters and like bulletproof coffee and MCT oil and supplements. I know I said that, but I mean like collagen bars. It was just insane. Did I need it? It felt like I needed it. Of course I didn't, but part of the point is that everything worked out very well. Like I was taken care of. I helped them. They helped me. It was such a good solution right then, right there, but I couldn't have made it up. I couldn't have figured that out by myself. And it was partly a miracle too, since that I didn't have previous experience, even though it was a great match for the family. For me, it was a great match. And the best part is that after that experience, I had some, right? So now I could be au pair both in China and in Italy after that because I had some previous one. Yeah, wasn't that good? Wasn't that good? But about the supplements now too. So I think this is a great place to invest your money, since that the one thing you know you're going to keep for as long as you're alive is your own body, brain and things. So I did spend some money on mushroom powders like shiitake and reishi and dragon fruit too. But what I'm realizing and what I wanted to share today is that I think that I very quickly feel dehydrated and exhausted if I eat too much dried foods or even like dried spice. And I noticed this, and I think most normal people that have a normal digestion and not too much history with whatever I do, they wouldn't notice. But I noticed this, and now I'm thinking it's not bad. It's just that it would require me to drink a lot more, and I haven't been. And it's the same thing if I eat the baked foods. Now, if I eat a baked sweet potato, I know that my energy levels are going to be lowered, which is funny since that is one of the healthiest food options out there and it's so good. But I rarely eat it anymore. Just because I know that I'd rather steam it and avoid that extra dehydration which comes with baking something. Funny how sensitive you become when you start cleaning up everything, and when you start, maybe I was always, I don't know if I was always like that. Maybe there's something wrong with my gut, I don't know, but I love it. I love noticing how it does matter. The choices I make, they do matter and they do help me, and it's so much more rewarding every time things are working. Definitely. My English is so bad right now. But about the wolf, so it's funny because it's a switch word, and fountain wolf bee is a phrase, and I used that earlier, and it's supposed to make your life good or something. Happy bright future. I'm not sure because I don't remember, but they also shared with us that there's a spiritual dimension close to here, and there's a huge wolf that sometimes comes to visit us during the channelings, and I think that's cool because that word wolf connects you to the wolf spirit from what I've understood, and it's almost like moldavite, if you ask me, that crystal that shakes up your life. Yeah. Since that we're talking about weird experiences, the wolves and the werewolf and the moon, there was this other weird experience that I touched upon. It was that this girl I met volunteering in Sri Lanka from China, she was studying in the same school, university in Australia. That one I was just talking about. And when I was au pair in China, it was happened to be in her hometown. And I would not have noticed this girl if she didn't notice me, because there were a lot of people in that house where we were, so just too many impressions. Yeah, if you don't notice by now, part of this theme is weird experiences. So for one channeling, I asked about this girl, like, how did it happen? Do we have any connection? And I asked about another weird experience I had in France. Very weird. And we asked about this. It was not my experience, not my friends, but a friend of my friend's experience. So it was in the middle of the night. They were driving their car and it stopped. Okay, and this place, it's next to a lake, and the biggest lake in Norway. So long. And it was dark, and so very few cars at this point. And you know what happened? They were very spiritual, these girls, and they used to play with manifestation. My friend has even said that these two girls, they decided together they were going to see a UFO. And my friend says that a UFO literally landed in front of them. I don't know, it sounds too good to be true if you ask me, but I've heard many crazy stories from these two girls, and this is one of them. So they just manifested that the next car that comes will help us and bring us to the nearest city where we're going easily and effortlessly. So what happened was that the car stopped. In the middle of the night, the man was wearing sunglasses and he just did something, put their car on a leash or something, and drove all the way to the next city. And they said that it took something like 30 minutes, and that distance was supposed to take like 90. I don't know. I get chills. But so we asked in our channeling what happened that night. Was there something weird about it? And they say, yeah, that was actually spirit working through him. And he was wearing sunglasses because this man was asleep. And so we, or like spirit, did that for you through him. He had fallen asleep. If that's true, you can muscle test on that one. Last thing, because everything ties in together, I can feel it. This morning, my mom was like, wasn't your friend home? Because yesterday, my friend had invited me over for blueberry juice. And so at this certain time, like, maybe I was wrong about the time. But I think I was right about the time, so I went there. And he wasn't home. And for me and him, this is completely normal. Like, things can happen and no hard feelings. I just go back. And I love having friends like that when you don't need to have a set time. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. No hard feelings, no blaming, no shaming. And none of us really deals with time very well. Like 3 o'clock, it's better to say just when I come home, I will text you or something. I don't know. But the funny thing is that it will always serve us. So I went there not because of the outcome. I went there because I felt, yeah, let me go. In that moment, it was in the moment. I hadn't planned it. I didn't think twice. And on the way there, I found something that I wouldn't have found if I didn't go there and that way. So I feel like maybe many of us, we are missing out of opportunities, missing out on opportunities because we are too fixed in our mind of how things are supposed to go, and they end up not going in this way, and then we're disappointed or we think something must be wrong. We failed, or you're a bad person, or this is fucked up. But in reality, when things end up not working out the way we want or plan, it is almost always making room for something even better. And this is what got me so curious, because last night I was listening to that channel message, right, through Courtney. And what they said, that just allow things to unfold according to the way it's planned. And these are from the same people that always tell us, stop planning, don't plan. But they're like, because the plan is already been made, the plan is there. Okay, so the trick is that I have no clue what plan they're talking about. Apparently it's my plan for my life about how things are supposed to go, and that's the challenge in trusting that. But what they said was that do what you want to do in this moment, and everything is going to work out according to the plan. That is insane.